This girl has the devil inside her. No, Christina, don't go into the light. I have exorcised the demons.
The Old Ways, going to be released in 2021 and is directed by Christopher Allender, who is making his feature film debut with this movie. And this film is starring Bridget Cali Canales, Andrea Cortez, Julia Vera, and Sal Lopez. And this is an extra bonus episode of Caleb Watches Movies this week. Usually I only release 3 episodes per week, but I got the call from Ginger Nuts of Horror saying this movie studio, Soapbox Films, they're really looking for people to review this movie and get people talking about this movie. So I said, hey, what the hell? I watched that trailer and it was terrifying as shit. So yeah, let's check this out. And I'm actually very happy that I did. This is one of the better horror films that I have watched and reviewed on this channel. The Old Ways tells of Christina, a journalist of Mexican origin, traveling to her ancestral home in Veracruz to investigate a story of sorcery and healing. And while there, she is kidnapped by a group of locals who claim she's the devil incarnated. And how many times do I have to say it to all of these characters in all of these horror movies? Stop traveling abroad. When that happens, you will get kidnapped or you will be sacrificed. You will be beheaded. You will be gutted. Stay home. When you are home, you're safe. You're away from all of these old mystical, spiritual, satanistic things in the world. You just stay home in your little office at work and in your little apartment and you make a cup of coffee and you sit there and you do your little heroin and you'll be fine. You'll be just fine. But that's really the whole message behind this movie, right? We can't forget The Old Ways. God, I want to say I've heard this movie title said in so many different movies. I can't think of any specifics, though. What comes to mind is Jason Isaacs saying it. And I think he either said it in The Patriot or he said it in one of the Harry Potter films. I can't think of any specifics, but I just hear his voice. The Old Ways. Should that sounded more like Ian McKellen. Whatever. I hear this line a lot in movies. I just can't remember when I've heard it. That's what this movie is trying to teach us. It's trying to teach us that, yes, we can advance as a society, we can evolve, we can develop new technologies, we can move out from our old ancestral lands. But you can never forget where you come from, because if you know where you come from, then you can figure out where you're going. So this movie, surprisingly, has a wonderful underlying message underneath everything. You know, just behind all of the devil and satanic jump scares. When Jim over at GingerNutsOfHorror.com sent me the trailer for this, it actually terrified me. Looking at that thing and looking at all of the spiritual, satanistic rituals that they were doing to this poor woman, I was scared. And I was like, oh God, do I really want to watch this? Because it looks pretty freaky. When you throw in witch doctors and exorcisms, I get kind of but I bit the bullet and I said, no, I'm going to check this out. I'm trying to expand my horror genre knowledge. We're going to do this. And I am very, very happy I did. I would recommend this movie to anyone, even if you're not into the whole horror genre. There is a great story here. It's a movie that deals with mental illness. It deals with addiction. At points I thought, hey, this was going to be an intervention because our lead character, Christina, we find out that she is addicted to heroin. And that's why she always seems distant at work and she's not really friends with anyone. And hell, that's why she took this assignment to kind of go back to where she grew up as a kid, somewhere quiet, to basically kill herself. I'm assuming through overdose. So when the natives are doing their whole tribal dance exorcism stuff, I'm thinking, is this a metaphor for an intervention that she's going through? Is that the demon inside of her? Is that the heroine, the monster that's deep inside of her? I think it is. I'm to find out, no, this is an actual demon. And it's scary. Not to spoil how it happens or exactly what happens in the movie, but when you do see this demon, this ghost, he looks a lot like a mixture of Tim Curry's demon from the movie Legend and the alien from Aliens. If you combine those two together, you get this devil, I guess. It's never clear if it's devil or if it's actually Satan, but to see Christina's journey going from denial and from trying to repress all of her ancestral memories, because she used to live here, and when she lived in Veracruz, her mother actually went through this whole exorcism thing, and she saw this demonic face, and we get to see, as an audience, this demonic face come over her mother, and it's terrifying. Apparently she has the power to just scratch you, and that scratch just infects you with demons. I don't know how it works. They don't really explain how the whole possession thing works in this movie. It just kinda does, and you go along with it, I guess. So to see her start out with rejecting and denying anything like that even exists in the world, let alone in herself, and then to see her progress into, yes, I do want to get better. I know may not be a demon inside of me, but there is something wrong with me, and I want to get better, and I want to improve myself to become a better person. I really like that storyline. And it actually leads to what I thought was going to be a hilarious moment, because she's reporting, she has a video camera, and she's all now friendly with all the natives, and she's gonna go through with this. She's gonna go through with this exorcism. Exorcise me, people! So she has her cousin recording her on this video camera, and she's basically doing a last notice if things go awry. And she's starting off and she's talking, she's like, no, it's not going right. And then she brings out like a chair from the corner and sets it down, and I thought, this is my comic book superhero mind going through, I thought she was going to do the Captain America, turn the chair around and let me talk to you thing. So it's your first time having a demon inside of you. She doesn't end up doing it, but for a second there, I thought we were going down that road, and I wish it would have happened. This movie actually reminded me of another horror film that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago that was, again, another independent one that was sent to me. It was called Hex, or The Hex. They also dealt a lot with going back to your ancestral home and dealing with witch doctors and supposed demons and evil spirits. But this one, The Old Ways, is so much better than that one, because it doesn't rely on the overuse of jump scares. In The Hex, it was jump scare, and over-reliance on everything. That was the only horror aspect that they had here. Here, yes, of course, there are some very terrifying jump scares. Don't get me wrong. But it's not relying on that, because there are so many other elements to the production, to the set design, to the costuming that convey a sense of horror and a very scary tone to the audience watching it. The use of music is great here. The cinematography is actually very impressive. Everything is crisp. I love the use of color in this film. And then from out of nowhere, we actually get some CGI visual effects in here that just totally caught me off guard, and I was actually pretty impressed with it. If there is any issue that I have with this film, it may be that the pacing of the movie, at least the action, all of the horror jump scares that we were getting, it felt like it was a little non-stop in the beginning, at least for like the first 45 minutes, and then all of a sudden we kind of have a long stretch of, okay, let's breathe, and let's ease the tension, let's kind of delve into these characters a little bit more. I'm not sure how you could have gone about fixing that, at least for me, but those are really small nitpicks. Overall, this film is actually a really good, scary, spooky time, and I recommend it to anyone if you can find it. I'm not sure when it's going to be released on streaming or in physical media, but whenever it does, just type it up, search it, look for it. It's one hell of a time. I'm going to give The Old Ways 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
Now, usually in this part of my review, I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next, but because we're kind of shoehorning this one in here to get it in here before the end of the month, we're just going to continue on our schedule as usual, so I believe the next one up is a movie called Shiver, and oh, do I have some things to say about that one. So I will see you all tomorrow. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can leave a recommendation below this video, or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter, leave your recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout on the channel. And if you want me to do your recommendation as quickly as I possibly can and bypass the whole random generator that I have here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do, just attach your movie with the donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it and publish my review of it as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, have you seen The Old Ways? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on here with my review of Shiver. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.